Now that we have just completed example 2, we will proceed on to do example 3 and 4. Let's take a look. Example 2, recall we rewrite everything to this format. What format? This format. On the previous page, y equals to a sine bx plus c, or y equals to a cosine bx plus c, or y equals to a tangent bx plus c. Try write in this format. So a recap, a is the amplitude, b is the number of cycles in 360. Then the period is always 360 divided by the number b for sine and cosine. For tangent, is the period is 180 divided by b. Maximum value a plus c, minimum value minus a plus c. Just a recap. Okay, proceed on. Example 3. Example 3, quite straightforward. Okay, let me try to focus a bit more. Alright, example 3. Find the minimum and maximum value of y and the corresponding value of theta. Okay, they want a maximum and minimum value. First and foremost, let's arrange it. Is this in a correct arrangement? Yes. A, B, C. Let me just write down very quickly. A happened to be 7. B happened to be 1 because it's 1 theta. C happened to be negative 3. Let's do it for this as well. This can be rewritten as negative 3 cosine theta plus 4. In front of 4 is a positive number. It's positive, imaginary positive. It's not because it's not negative. So for this, I have my A is negative 3, B is 1 theta, C is positive 4. Okay, let's try to do the question. They want the maximum, the minimum and maximum value. Recap. Maximum value A plus C, minimum value minus A plus C. Good? Let's go. So, maximum value A plus C. A plus C. 7 plus negative 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. Minimum value minus A. Okay lah. Since this is the first time, okay, never mind. I'll write it here. Will I have enough space? Let's do it here. So max value equals to A plus C. So you can recall minimum value equals to minus A plus C. So minimum value is minus A plus C. Minus A, so it's negative 7 plus C. Negative 7 plus negative 3. Minus 7 minus 3. Negative 10. Okay, you can press your calculator if you're not sure. Now, but by the way, these two are maximum value of y, minimum value of y. Okay, I think I need to highlight to you, otherwise you're not sure what are we talking about. These are the minimum and maximum values of y. That means how high the graph will go, how low the graph will go. Okay, it cannot be x, it's y. Then they ask me for the corresponding values of theta. Okay, this is challenging. When will the graph be maximum value? Okay, let's take a look. Theta will be what? And what's the value? What's the theta value for the minimum value of y? How to do this question? You just have to recall how a normal sine graph will look like. A normal sine graph will look like what? Okay, it goes up and down and up. One cycle, right? So the maximum value for a sine theta, I need to highlight to you again. Sine theta for this case, when b is 1, that means how many cycles are there in 360? When B is 1, how many cycles in 360? 1 cycle in 360. So if let's say this happen to be 360, the midpoint here will be 180. So the lowest point here and the highest point here, what's the value? They will be our answer. It will be 90 degree. Maximum value 90 degree. Minimum value 270. This is true because this is just a sine theta graph. The 7 just means the amplitude is bigger, but it did not shift left or right. It did not lengthen or shorten. The -3 just means the graph shift down by -3. So by right, I don't have to draw the graph. Okay, if you are confused, please use Desmos. Okay, and figure out, hey, why is theta 90 for the maximum value, and why is theta equal to 70 for a minimum value of y, -10. Okay, please use Desmos. It should be your best friend for now. But you cannot bring your best friend to the exam hall. So learn from a best friend. Alright, so now the next question, maximum value. I prefer to do mental. Okay, it's neater as well. Maximum value A plus C. A plus C. -3 plus 4. Answer is 1. Theta. The corresponding value of theta for the maximum value later I find out. Let's find out about the minimum value first. Minimum value -A plus C. -A plus C. Negative of A. Negative of -3. Negative of -3 is 3 plus 4. Yep, it is 7. Okay, it is 7. So something is wrong with this. Something is wrong with this. Why is this maximum value 1 and the minimum value is 7? It doesn't make sense, right? So why is it so? Oh, don't have to worry. Because of the negative sign. Because of the... Okay, let me use another color. Because of the negative sign. You see, whenever you have a negative sign, it just means that you flip the graph from the negative zone to the positive zone, from the positive zone back to the negative zone. You flip the graph, right? Remember? You flip the entire graph. So, what do I do now? Just swap the position lah. Okay, just swap the position. You just write 7 here so that it makes sense. Okay, otherwise it doesn't make sense at all. Alright. Can Okay, so when theta is what? This is slightly more tricky. Okay, the -3 just means that the graph is flipped and the amplitude is 3. The +4 just means you shift the graph up by 4. So when you look at the B is 1, right? Cosine 1 theta B is 1, that means there's only one cycle of cosine in 360. So let's recall, how does a cosine graph look like? A cosine graph will look like this. Okay, this is a cosine theta graph. Okay, what about y equals to negative cosine theta? You will flip the other way around, right? The top goes down, the bottom goes up. Okay, so how do I draw this? It will be like that. Okay, I don't have to draw a proper graph where I can see the amplitude, the shifting. You can use Desmos to help you. But from here, I can tell something. what is the maximum value and the minimum value. Since the endpoint, as mentioned earlier, the endpoint here, okay, let's draw up for you to see, is 360. So the midpoint here will be what? The starting point is definitely 0 degree. And yep, so roughly I got the answer already. The middle point happens to be 180. The mid of this. So you ask me what's the maximum value? Maximum value is 7 when theta is 180 degree lah. Minimum value is 1 when theta is, there are two answers. Cosine is lowest at these 2 points, 0 and 360. 0 degree or 360 degree. Okay? So something to note. Do not just blindly follow this formula. Maximum value equals A plus C, minimum value is minus A plus C, because when the graph, right, the A is a negative number, it will be different. Okay, so take note. That's all for example 3.